Well, howdy doody. Wow, what a great Friday evening. NHRA in New England. Some really good racing. Anybody out there is NHRA viewers. This is a really good time to watch it. It really does some pretty good runs here. And you know what's incredible here is I bought the Sam's Club Members Mark chips here the other day. And I bought the whole box of it. And I'm going to share with you. It's really good. It's more than enough product. So here's the products upside down. But the classic's great. Barbecue's great. Nachos great. Corn chips are great. The crunchy cheese are a little too salty. And the barbecue's great. And wow, it's a great deal. So anybody out there looking to save some money, go to Sam's Club. You get a really good deal on these products. And they really are very good. But back to the NHRA, man. I need to go to Bristol. Do I go to Bristol? But I don't think I can because of my schedule of going to Florida. But oh well. It's another day. It's another day. Here's the dogs in the evening. Everybody's chilling out. Or are we chilling out? The dogs never chill out. But hey, anyways, just sharing with my excitement. Sitting here watching NHRA and eating some Sam's chips and having my roast beef, chicken, and ham sandwich as I chill out this evening. It's a beautiful evening. Stay tuned for more adventures on Ice Age TV. Wow! Jack Beckman, who replaced, I can't even think of his damn name. Wow, Jack Beckman outdid Austin. Like this has happened twice today. Just so you know. Anybody here? I just made a video, but I'm gonna add a little more. I've made 2 sandwiches tonight. I have gotten distracted making a video and doing some work, and the dogs have stolen my food. So I've never eaten my whole dinner tonight. But here's it is. Jack Beckman, who took John Force's seat as John was in serious crash. This guy's incredible. And he bought, who did he beat? Was it Austin Prock, I think? Whatever. Now, the race I'm looking for is Tony Stewart. Matt Hagan, he ran. He's in good shape for the moment, Friday evening. But where's Tony Stewart? Top Fuel, was the Top Fuel run yet? I don't think so. Kind of seeing here what's going on right now. That's all funny car. So are they going to bring us Top Fuel next? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be exciting. Hey, at least something decent to watch at nighttime besides stupid-ass sports or the news.
I felt like a great run and helped to pull the tire and really start digging. So I know we're being a little conservative with the weather and everything else, making sure we're in the show pretty deep. Only 16 cars here, so crew chief kind of gets to play around a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, it's always good to
the dogs.
things and feel good at the end.
Yeah, they've had more dinner than I have. No lie. I've made some really good sandwiches tonight. They've already devoured 2 of them. Oh, such is life.
There's a good 5 or 6 cars that seem to be able to perform when they need to, set the car up to run within a certain range that's going to land them in that top 5 or 6 qualifying position. And right now, it seems like Sean Reed has a good car. At times, there is some inconsistency. If they can find that, it's not going to be a big surprise when we see that team in the winner's circle. Both of these cars can and likely should go to the low ET position right now to get around Mercier's 376, so it should only get harder from there, especially when it comes to Josh Hart. Hart smokes the tires. Sean Reed is on a rail, goes 375, 331.04 miles an hour.
Well, how about that? We got the rains and the thunder coming in. Those guys are scared. Shepard's not so much.
To how I sit in the car and stuff like that going into Charlotte, and we saw a big improvement. So I'm really happy we were able to add Epping as an extra race for us, and I can come out here and kind of keep working at it, us as a team and me as a driver, because I do feel like when we all come together, like this is gonna be a dangerous combination. We just need more runs down the track. So no, I'm really happy. We had some people reach out after I was on this end talking about that we kind of wanted to see me on this side of the show, the mic, so to say.
A place that she is certainly more happy to be in, the cockpit of that Top Fuel dragster. Clay Milliken and Steve Torrance. Milliken, the Schlatter Systems Parts Plus, Jacob Construction Dragster, Steve Torrance of the Capco Contractors Machine. Once again, 375 is number one, shouldn't survive this pair. Now, these are a couple of the big dogs right here that can apply some of that horsepower to a cool track. Nothing doing for Milligan, but how about Steve? 375.0. So it didn't survive because he bumped it by a thou. 335.07 to speed. Burnout's complete for Brittany Force and Justin Ashley. Justin Ashley has been quietly creeping his way into top fuel hell here, if you will. Multiple final rounds in a row for this Skag team. On my screen right there, who's putting his driver in the tire tracks that he wants him to run in off of that starting line. He's been a little methodical, getting his car down the racetrack. If you look back at the history over the last couple of years, they win the championship, but they lose traction off. They're trying to run with the big dogs. They get the car close, and when they push it, it loses traction. It seems like they've taken a different approach. They've gotten the car to be pretty smooth, pretty steady. We talk about performance. Brittany Force and her tuner, this car is going to enter that conversation. So Brittany Force, the Monster Energy Top Fuel car, the fastest Top Fuel dragster in the history of drag racing, on the Camping World side of the racetrack with Justin Ashley on the Toyota side. 375.0, 335.07. The current number one marks being held by Steve Torrance and the last pair that attacked this service. Dan Ashley was out first, but oh man, huge explosion for Ashley. Brittany goes 371 to steal the number one spot, but Ashley just grenaded one down there. You can see the ejector hat off the top of the engine just shredded. Yeah, it did scrub. What it looked like last year in the final round at New England Dragway. For Doug Valletta, this team sealing a very nice weekend for them. Rolled in next to Tony Schumacher. Well, that pretty much tells the story right there. We know the outcome. It's Doug Valletta. When you go against him in the final round, when he's in that groove, he is always going to be one to reckon with. Absolute dogpile on the starting line. Longest signature of the Valletta Motorsports team. You can see Tony Schumacher and Steve Torrance both have 2 victories here. Doug Valletta, one of 7 racers that have a single win. As we know that Alan Johnson is trying to fix that program. As we talk about Alan Johnson, let's go over to the Antron Brown car and talk more about who's doing. Antron Brown, driver, owner, track specialist. He was out there analyzing the track right after a box run. He said it got a little thin at about 100 to 150 feet. If you get through there, it should be quick. He did make it 15 feet. Meanwhile, Valletta blows one up at 380, 274 miles an hour. You saw the blower belt go flying after it decided to spit the bit at the top end of the racetrack. Odd. 291 in the 8th. Connie says, Boyce, what are you doing? Yeah, he's he's looking at that toothpick.
Speed, but across the country you hold many of those. The partnership with David Grubnick, how's that turning around this season?
So far, I mean, we're very happy with it. It was, you know, the last 2 seasons were very much of a struggle for us, so we already feel way ahead of ourselves this season. And I know our first win is right around the corner. We're inching at it. We went for 341, so we hold the mile per hour. We're very proud of that. To be able to do that as a team, that's huge.
Thanks, Brittany.
And so now we move to Sean Langdon and Tony Stewart. These are the 2 best top fuel cars in the land. 1 and 2 in the points. You can see the mechanics wear on board for Tony Stewart. We talk about a man who has won everything, everywhere, seemingly all at once. 2024 NHRA Rookie of the Year, living up to that billing with his 2 wins in 3 races here. The hometown, Columbus, Indiana, entered the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2020. Let's be real, he's still some victories away from the Drag Racing Hall of Fame, but if he keeps up this pace, he's going to find himself in there too. Well, he's drawn a lot of attention because he's Tony Stewart, but he's doing a good job of taking a good car and making it better. Let's go across the racetrack. Jordan has more on Sean Langdon. I caught up with Sean Langdon's crew chief, Brian Houston, talking to Alan Johnson. I asked him how they felt about the racetrack. I said, you know, honestly, we don't know. It's an 85-degree racetrack. There's not a 65 out there, and if you go off winning car low of 89, the low end top fuel should be a 72. Well, guys, we saw Doug pop one, pretty 71. We'll see if Langdon pushes. Tony's going to be the one pushing here. 374, 330 miles per hour. The crowd on their feet to watch him make that pass through. So Tony Stewart goes to the number 2 spot behind Brittany.
Well, this is the reason that Tony Stewart has won a couple of the last few races, because this car is just steady. It goes down the track. It's consistent. When they push, when they need to push, they'll push. And for Shawn Langdon, it does appear that they just pressed a little hard. And you can see that his car wasn't shaking the tires. It was excessive wheel speed, spinning the tires, losing traction.
And hit the Christmas tree like a 2x4 here with a 38 reaction time. Of course, making sure he stays sharp during these qualifying runs. An impressive number to lay up on the board. After one round of qualifying in Epping, it is Brittany Forrest atop the field at 371.3. Tony Stewart follows. Then there's Torrance, Reed, Ashley, Mercier, Zetterstrom in the number 7 spot, and Doug Paletta with a 380 at the number 8 spot. Let's talk to Doug Paletta. He had a pretty sizable explosion, and he's at the top end with a man of music.
The defending race winner was also on pole here last season, and we took a look at the replay of your explosion and called a shot of your crew chief, Alan Johnson, and he looked almost disgustedly surprised. How about you?
Yeah, the car's really been going down the track, so that was pretty uncommon for us. But yeah, we've got plenty of those in the trailer, and Connie's taking good care of us with everything we got going on here. Happy to be back in Epping here. It's we won here last year, so we're just obviously hoping for great things.
Trying to go back-to-back here at the NHRA New England Nationals to pick up that second victory. The Pro Stock cars are in the staging lanes. We're going to burn some gasoline when we come back. The Toyota drone shows us one shot. We'll show you all of them when we return. See what Delco can lay up here for qualifying here. Miller's car just actually drove through the clutch. He went nowhere. Kenny Delco straight as an arrow to a 663.7 at 207.27 miles per hour. So Kenny Delco is on the board. Brandon Miller will take a couple more cracks at it. Tony Stewart is with Ben Musa.
Tony Stewart up at the top, and Shawn Langdon swung by and said, nice light. You've talked about your process on working on those. What's it been like?
You just got to work. I mean, you got Justin Ashley, you got Shawn Langdon, Doug Coletta, Antron Brown. You got those 4 guys that I'm chasing after on that. So just got to keep working at it, but it's a good start. I was definitely ready to go. I was amped up when we got up there. So just got to figure out how to repeat those lights now.
Cody Coughlin sporting a new look for the Cody Development look. Chevrolet Development Corp, I should say. Chevrolet Camaro. It's that neat kind of two-tone chocolate brown. And then the Harlow Salmons of Odessa. Southwest Machine Silver Bullet of Chris McGahey. They had a couple issues on this burnout, Tony. It was a couple attempts, and neither one of them was exactly perfect.
Yeah, and I think even themselves are going to wonder if this car is going to act.
McGahey's car was relatively even with Coughlin's to 60 feet. 658, 210. Cody Coughlin goes number 1, and Chris McGahey on the dyno, but they could not translate the power to the race car. And then they think they got the race car set up right. They lose some stuff on the front of the engine. So it's hard to match the 2 pieces, but the issue is what just broke the engine. It always starts with the horsepower. You have to tune the chassis. You have to set them up so that the chassis works and corresponds with the engine, or rather the power level that you are able to make. So, they had quite a bit of time, and we may not necessarily see. We need something to gauge the performance. So whatever they do here, we'll find out how it sizes up to bring Anderson down to line. Coughlin's car is typically pretty good. Cody meeting 650. He usually runs with a couple of hundreds of the big dogs in that KB team. If Erica goes down, or if Troy goes down and outruns Cody by a couple of hundreds, that could really stick in the plot like a nice rube. Let's see what happens here. She is way better at 60 feet. She is way better in the 8th mile, and she is a couple of hundreds quicker than Cody Coughlin at 656.7 and 207 miles an hour. Cody went 658.2, so she's finish line 6:60 at 2:08 for Chuck Coughlin. When we come back, we'll continue with Pro Stop. The big hitters from KV Titan are coming.
Bringing you the most reliable network of authorized sales and service dealers. Always moving forward. We lead, others follow. Oath by Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of 100 moisturize before you.
Brothers Racing Team and the classic look at the rod shop colors. For Aaron, it was his first DNQ in a very long time, not that many weeks ago, so we're going to find out if that team is back on track as well.
I love the betting odds if you're looking at playing HRA for Aaron Stanfield. And again, we'll see how his performance sizes up to his teammates.
Little rubber match between father and son here. We'll find out who can get off the blocks first. Likely a little bit of a fun side bet. Intra-family rivalry here. Well, we bet on Aaron to made the right choice. He was 20 to his dad's 45, but let's look at the scoreboards to tell us the real story. 6:57.2 at 208 miles an hour, a 6:59 at 2:08. So, Tony, what we're seeing to me is we're seeing a kind of a divergence here. We have two lead cars that have done 56, 57, and two that have been in the, well, 59 and 60 range. And across the stripe, a 58.2 at 208 miles an hour for Jake Coughlin, a 59.4 at 207 for Mason McGahey. So two clean runs that place them mid-pack.
Full-out testing for Elite Motorsports. Jordan just talked about the testing that you and Jag have been doing. Some of your team members have come over and given some high fives. How much of that was reflected on the run?
Well, I'll tell you what, leaving Tulsa last week before Memorial Day weekend, it was the first time we felt like there was a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. And of course, you never know how you stack up until you come out here and compare to the field. So I feel like that's a great first hit at the racetrack. This place is notorious for being a little bit tricky, and we went 982, which I'd say is pretty good for us right now. So I'm stoked. I can't thank my guys enough for all their incredible hard work. I mean, it's a real battle, and you know, I quoted, "It sucks to suck." So we're gonna dig our way out of this trench and fight our way back to the top.
And right now, she is atop the field. We have the likes of Kramer, Connolly, and more. Yes, Dave Connolly will be on the racetrack when we come back. And that is a great story in and unto itself. last time I saw Corey Reed, he was at Cecil County Dragway driving a guy's Firebird bracket racing for fun.
Well, they say speed never sleeps. I love the fact that Matt Hartford has the old school tag.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed and Greg Anderson, along with Dallas Glenn, they have the newer style digital dash.
Old school autometer tack in there for Hartford. Let's see what he can do with it. Foot time here favors Hartford, not as strong as Erica's though. Across the stripe, it is a 650, 6-1 and 209 for Matt Hartford, a 688, 4 and 167 for a clutch in Corey Reed. But right there, that takes the #1 spot from Erica by 6 thou.
Yeah, to me, that's the gauge right there. I mean, this is good for Matt Hartford. That lands him in the #1.
As Jordan has more on Greg Anderson.
One team went testing. I went and asked Greg Anderson, what did you do for a whole month? And he just started laughing. He said, well, all we did was go work in the shop. I was in my shop every day for 4 weeks. I said, Greg, what were you working on? He goes, well, working on engine combination. Always trying to find more horses. The work never stops.
And listen to this. Dallas Glenn made 23 runs in the break. Well, he wasn't the only ones on the racetrack. With a snappy 20 reaction time, he looks like it. With the best 16-foot time of the round, Anderson looks pretty good, and it's a 6:53, 209 miles an hour. And it is like taunting them. It is like if you're a Boston Bruins fan, right away, John Winzig skates over to the front of the North Stars bench and says, I want all of you to come fight me at once.
Or what's like they went fishing. That right there was a response that we did a little bit of work ourselves. And you mentioned how many runs we had was made. Close to 400 in a second. Still domination by Greg Anderson and Dallas Glenn.
So Anderson puts a very sizable lead on the field.
Michael McDowell.
Would you pray with me? Dear Lord, we are just thankful for this beautiful evening that you've given us.
Well, if that's
NHRA.
God bless everybody.